Alright, so now that we have finished sculpting and normal mapping our model, right? So we've created UVs, we've sculpted, and I'm feeling pretty good about this. Like I think, yeah, I'm good to go. I need to go to the Paint tab and start working on painting or texturing my model. So again, this happens whenever I'm completely done modeling. I'm done sculpting, I'm done normal mapping, it looks good, I'm ready to move on to painting. So I'm going to click Paint up here in the Layers panel, and then I'm going to switch to Paint Tools instead of Sculpt Tools. So Sculpt Tools are for changing the form, Paint Tools are for painting. I'm going to select the paintbrush to start, and you're going to see, since we normal mapped, we actually already have a layer in here that says Normal Map, and it has a strength of 100. Just like other layers, we can turn this off and on. You can see the difference that our normal map adds. Pretty impressive. This is our create layers. This is a mask, folder, and lastly, delete a layer. So let's create a new layer. And it's going to pull up the create new paint layer window and give it a name. I'm going to call this, we'll just call this base color. We want to pick a size, so this is the resolution. So we typically want to stay between 1024 and 2048, like one of these two. The bigger this is, the more file space this takes up, the more video, VRAM it takes. So usually 2048 or 1024 are good numbers to pick. I'll show you the difference. I'm going to pick one that's like really low, like 256. Save as TIFF, that's fine. This RGBA is fine. And then we want to pick the channel. And the channel is where we pick what we're actually painting on. So a normal map, right, gives us texture, so we don't need to paint on that. Diffuse channel is going to be the base color. Specularity is going to be how it's like reflecting stuff. Gloss is going to be the glossiness or the matteness. There's incandescence, like whether it glows or not. Opacity, and then a bunch of other ones. We're going to just stick with diffuse for now. And I'm going to say OK. So I'm doing 256 TIFF on diffuse. So let's see what a 256 size map looks like. I'll hit OK. It made that layer. And let's paint a little bit. So as I'm painting on my model, what you're going to notice if I zoom in is that it's very pixelated. And if I look at my UV view, I can actually see how I'm painting. It's quite pixelated. Quality's not great. Let's go ahead and undo that. I'm going to just delete that layer. Let's make a new layer. Same thing. Be a diffuse paint layer. And it's going to be, let's do 2048. Let's see the difference. See how much smoother that is? Way, way smoother. A lot more high quality. We could come in here with a stamp and do something like this, and you can see all those little details come through. Back in my UV view, it's much, much cleaner. So whenever we are just painting like overall colors, if it's not a very complex paint job, we may want to use something lower like 512 or 1024. But 2048 is a really good like high quality level.